Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. To my new subscribers, highly welcome. And to my returning subscribers, thank you for joining. Today, my name is Uche, by the way. I am a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian, but I currently live in Spain. So guys, what I want to talk about is really not my business, but the more I try to avoid it, the more I have reason to talk about it. So Hilda, a Nigerian girl, beautiful girl, has just broken the Guinness Book of Record of the cookton, the highest hours of individual cooking. I heard initially it was an Indian. I don't know how long she has held that position before Hilda recently broke the record. And we've been waiting for them to release. So recently they have, released her name as the one that won, that has broken the record. So before now, guys, I don't know about you, but before now, I didn't know anything. One, I didn't know there was anybody like, of course, I didn't know anything about Hilda Baci. I did not know. I didn't know that she had even won a cooking competition she won. I think she won, followed by a Ghanaian. Now that she came out, we have seen her history, that she has been in there for a very long time. I didn't know about this breaking Guinness Book of Record for highest hour of whatever. A lot of things that the video she made that she was going to start the 100 hours cooking, I didn't even see it. It was when she eventually succeeded. That was internet does things. So that was when the thing, it was as if the thing came out from the wall, as if a broken wall just came out, and I started hearing Hilda Baci breaking Guinness Book of Record. Then I saw her previous videos. Then that was how I was like, who is this Hilda? I now discovered and found out that she has been in the business of, cooking for some time. Okay, so while we were still waiting, I now heard that Dammy, a Nigerian as well, started her own 120. Hilda was 100, and I heard that this Dammy wanted to break the record, Hilda's record of 120. Now, one of the reasons I want this video is that I discussed this with two of my friends, and one said a different thing. I was on the same line, on the same page with one, and the other one, said the opposite. And I will tell you what she said before I tell you what I think. I was discussing with her. I said, what's your take on this, Hilda and Dammy? Why would Dammy come out and all that? She said there's nothing, wrong with Dammy coming out. That is just like, the example she gave me is just like this YouTube. A friend, started this YouTube and saw it as an opportunity as well. Your friend tells you about it and you joined, the YouTube, and that's it. But for me, let me tell you what I think now. There's nothing wrong, you get, by Dammy coming out, to say she wanted to break Hilda's whatever. But my problem is the timing. Guys, let me bring my legs down. Let us be realistic as possible. I see this thing as, okay, now, like I said, before now, Dammy was a chef. Hilda was a chef. A lot of them were chefs. And Hilda, from the little I've seen about her, she's thriving in her field. But now she wanted something bigger for herself. So for me, her coming out to, wanting to break the Guinness Book of Record is her research, is her idea. She wanted something different. Do you understand? So this is her vision. So for me, the example I will give is like a friend of yours or a colleague of yours. Like, let me use this YouTube as example. Okay, we're on YouTube. We're just creating our individual content, but we are all YouTubers. Now, I have a YouTuber friend as well, maybe a colleague, let me call it a colleague. And I came out and told her, like, this is my vision for my channel. Let me see if this thing can strive for me. While I'm in the process of trying to, bring out that my vision, just because I told you about it, I'm trying to bring out that my vision. You started uploading, doing the same thing I told you about. Now, my problem with Dammy's own is that now Hilda wanted to break this record. You were cooking as a chef. You were doing your own thing. You didn't know about this Guinness Book of Record. Hilda did. Now she was aiming at something. Allow her. Let them give her the award first. She's the one that brought the initiative. This was her research. It was her time. If you knew about it, why didn't you start it? So if Hilda hadn't done it, perhaps you wouldn't have done that. But there's nothing wrong with Dammy doing it, but the timing is wrong. At least she would have allowed the person that brought this vision for them to, give her, let her be recognized for what she did. Creating the awareness for other chefs to know that this thing is possible is a thing. So if you want to break the record, there's nothing wrong with breaking Hilda's record. But you would have allowed her for them to recognize her. Assuming, because at some point, a lot of Nigerians were worried that since Hilda has done this thing, her pronounced as the one that has broken the Guinness Book of Record, assuming in the process, they were still contemplating whether, and now you now came and broke the record. So then, assuming they left Hilda, or maybe there was something they saw in you, now they've not seen in Hilda, and they now cancel the fact that, okay, this person has, outround, Hilda, and now giving it to Dammy. When the actual person that brought the vision, they will set her aside and give it to you. Haba. Hombre. In those days, we used to say, say the truth and shame the devil. If it is you, how will you feel? And it's amazing, yeah, that when you get to comments, you see what people are, writing. There's nothing wrong with that. That people don't want to support Dammy because they feel that Hilda is classy, she's beautiful. Ogenede. Oguna. You see that, oh my God, somebody say are blacks and black hats. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't know. The Africans are their brother's problem. They are their own brother's problem. You see, if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Africa, I keep calling Nigeria because that's where I come from, So, if you are in Africa, guys, I want to bring this thing to the real life things that are happening to us, because this thing has made me, like, just yesterday I spoke to a friend of mine. We talked at length concerning this particular thing. It got me thinking. In this part of the world, if you're in Nigeria, you won't really see, maybe you won't really understand this particular one I'm saying. But in this Western world that we are, Africans, they don't want a fellow Africans to be ahead of them. Like, people that are here will testify to it currently. The section that I am working, I learned before I came that Africans were in charge. But you know what? Africans are the ones that made them remove all the Africans that were in charge. But they would rather, this skin color of Africa, they would rather a white person, even if it's bleached skin, as long as he doesn't have this Africa, or the person is from South America or something, as long as he's not black skin, the person is less experienced, the person doesn't have experience, the person is less educated, they will prefer that person to be their head, to an African being their head. They will disrespect an African. They will not want an African to be superior to them. But if it's India or South America, as long as the skin is not black, everything yes, but let it be an African that is there. Their action will let you know, like, who are you? We are all immigrants. We are all Africans. Who are you? To give me instruction on what to do. Because Africans, it's like our heart. The other day I was watching a program on Sunday with my husband. Look at big church. People are there in Nigeria. Full. Go to Guinness. People are there. And I was asking my husband, if like all these people in this church, if all these people in these churches are like obedient to what God say we should do, who are the people that will still go kidnap people? Who are the ones that will go and steal? If majority of these people are going to church and they are doing what God say we should do, we will not have problem in Africa. Africa will be better than most Western world. But because of the heart, God searches the heart. And like that Dammy now, you will not tell me that. What I was asking myself, you will not tell me that when she wanted to start this thing, didn't her heart tell her certain things? If you were Hilda, and this award is, they left Hilda that brought this thing, assuming you're the one that thought about this, brought out this, and eventually somebody did it after you, and Hilda is set aside and giving you, how will you feel? If her conscience will even tell her, if her conscience is light, she will say, okay, let me hold on a bit. Let us as Nigerians, as a people, unite. Let Hilda win this thing first. Then she can start. Then you see how people came together. How, because we've not heard this thing before. And this world record, for God's sake, that she wanted to break. At least we come together, like we came together. And Hilda, as long as they now say, Hilda, this is what, then we can still come together and support you. There's nothing wrong. Awareness has been created that this kind of thing is possible. It can be possible. Then you can. And together we all support you. Or gain a day with here. This is in general. You see some things will happen and you just limit it to a particular section. These things happen within us. Within friends, within colleagues. Somebody brought an idea. Allow the person that brought an idea. That's why sometimes people will have friends and colleagues. They will not want to share their ideas with the person. Because you will share, the person will go ahead of you. There are some people you will show where the secret to what you're doing. They will go there, steal the manager, steal the goods that you show them where to get, and all those. So that's why human beings, sometimes you don't blame human beings that they will have an idea, they will buckle it until they achieve what they want to achieve. But my point is, the whole issue of my this thing is the fact that some people are not seeing anything wrong with what Dammy. Maybe they are not seeing it from this perspective that I'm seeing it. But I think the word we are, before you judge people, put yourself in their shoes. Do you understand? So people are not even happy that they feel, you know, that's what is in this life. They feel Hilda is beautiful. She's made already, and so she doesn't deserve more. But this life, you see this life. We have to be careful in this life. We all have to be careful. She herself knows the level that she is, and she wants to strive more. And you want her to come down. Is she holding you from discovering your own? You know, comments of people, you know, that's our hearts, you know. Sometimes when God is doing something, sometimes God is blessing people. I believe one of the things that happen is grace and the heart of men. Hilda is beautiful, she's self-made, and you don't want her, you know. You see, some people are not happy that you're succeeding. Why should it be you? You're beautiful, you're married, you have children. If you're asking for something else, they will be like, in their heart, they will tell God not to give you, but you have had enough in their own human head. They would rather give that thing to another person. Haba. Gini awayo. Gini awayo. Oh, Diego. Guys, this is what I came to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. See, I'm in my house. I've said my mind. Nobody will come and beat me. As you are in your house, I want to know what your opinion. I'm not going to come to your house to beat you, but I just want to know, honestly, I want to know what your thoughts are. Is this thing this girl did, is it right? Is it right? There was a man that anytime he wants to beat his children when they do wrong, he say, this thing you did, heaven knows is wrong. Satan knows that is wrong. So because of that, I'm going to punish you. This thing this girl did, for me, is so glaring. Heaven knows is wrong. Even a little child will know. That thing is wrong. It's totally wrong. She would have just allowed the person that brought the idea to succeed first. Then you can. If after a long time, then they said, okay, she was not able to break the Guinness Book of Records, at least let them confirm that this is the reason why, you know, she didn't succeed. Then you can start up. At least you know that the thing, maybe you're fighting it again, you know, to keep the glory, you know, circulating in our country, at least. Your sister. It's not like another person from another country did it and you want to break the record. Your sister. Let me know what you think. Like I said, it will not change anything, but let me just know what you think. Maybe I might just see things from a different perspective, but for now, this is just the way I'm seeing it. That's Dammy self. I don't know her, but this thing she did, I'm going to look into her case. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my very next one. Bye.